Imagine a night 100,000 years ago. In a dark cave, a lone human sleeps beside the flickering light of a small campfire. On a purely physical level, our ancestors were remarkably ill-equipped for this environment. We lacked a rhinoceros's thick hide, the camouflage of a jungle cat, or the burst speed to escape. Just beyond the ember's reach, the world's most efficient killers are watching. Lions, wolves, and leopards, each possessing the raw strength to end a human life in seconds, are stalking the perimeter. But the attack never comes. Despite our vulnerability, the predators remain in the shadows, displaying a cautious hesitation that contradicts every rule of the food chain. This raises a question that defines our place in nature. Why do the world's most lethal apex predators choose to stay away from us? The relative peace we feel when we step into the wilderness today is a historical anomaly. It is the result of a massive shift in the natural order, one that was sparked by a series of high-stakes breakthroughs in our distant past. The balance of power began to shift the moment we stopped running from fire and learned to control it. From an animal's perspective, fire is a chaotic, flesh-destroying force that follows no natural logic. For millions of years, the smell of smoke meant one thing to every living creature: run. Humans became the only species to break that rule. By picking up a burning branch, we turned a stationary natural disaster into a mobile weapon. A human carrying a torch forced predators into a state of permanent caution. They could no longer rely on the cover of darkness, as the very thing they feared most was now moving through the forest in our hands. This use of fire created the first artificial biological shield, forcing every predator to revise its basic assessment of the risk involved in approaching a human. While fire provided a defense, our intelligence provided the multiplier, a level of coordination that transformed the way we moved through the world. Unlike a herd of deer that scatters under pressure, a human tribe functions as a singular strategic unit. To a watching predator, a group of humans registers as a highly lethal hunting pack, capable of flanking and trapping their targets. Notice the precision in the chipped edges of this stone spearhead. These intentional strikes created a tool to pierce muscle and bone. Viewed together, these specialized points formed the technological foundation of our dominance, turning us into active, offensive threats. The effectiveness of this combination was absolute. By using teamwork and these crafted points, humans began to hunt the giants of the era, creatures like the mammoth, that were once considered untouchable. This transition turned the human species into nature's most formidable hunting pack, forever ending our time as easy prey. The consequences of this shift were immediate and violent. Any predator that ignored the fire and attacked a human camp was met with a coordinated, lethal response. This created a massive selective pressure. The lineages that carried aggressive traits toward humans were gradually eliminated, leaving only the more cautious individuals to survive and reproduce. We see the evidence of this relationship in our earliest art. This cave painting shows the diverse animals our ancestors observed, hunted, and eventually dominated. Over thousands of generations, this fear of humanity ceased to be a learned behavior and became a permanent part of the genetic code for the world's surviving predators. Once we secured our position at the top of the food chain, the isolated camps of our ancestors began to grow. This is a view of the Neolithic ruins at Skara Brae. With the threat of being hunted removed, humans were able to build permanent stone settlements, creating a clear and lasting boundary between our world and the wild. Those early stone boundaries evolved into the massive, sprawling civilizations of the modern day, represented by the skylines we see here. Our ability to reshape the entire planet was only possible because our ancestors successfully neutralized the physical threats of the prehistoric world. Even in our modern age, the ancient instincts of the animal kingdom remain active. We see it in the way a lion pride will watch a safari vehicle without attacking, or how a pack of wolves will instantly vanish into the brush at the sound of a human hiker. Our role has shifted from being the hunted to being the wardens. Today, humans like the ranger in this image spend their lives protecting the very species our ancestors once fought to keep at bay. These predators are the elite survivors of their lineages, the specific animals whose ancestors recognized the danger of the human species and adapted their behavior to stay alive. Every encounter we have with the wild today is a reminder of that first flame. It was one brave decision to harness the fire that set off a chain reaction, forever establishing humanity as nature's greatest challenge.